Introducing our 2022 beautiful Raw Beauty Ambassadors.
Hi, I'm Lanice Brown. I'm a survivor of domestic violence. I've been a survivor for 8 years now. My abuse started in childhood. I was molested at 13, was raped at 16, had my first domestic violence relationship at 15. It's just been on a roller coaster ride from there. I met my abuser, who's also my child's father, at 18 and was with him until I turned 24. I've gone through all types of abuse: sexual, physical, mental, verbal, emotional, spiritual, financial. I've gone through it all with him. And I didn't think that I was going to make it out. By the grace of God and my son's screams is what brought me out. I say my son's screams because when my son was 2 months old, my abuser choked me until I blacked out. I had no oxygen going to my brain. His eyes were as black as coal, so I don't even know if he remembers. But my son started to scream. And that is the thing that woke me up. It was basically God breathing life back into me, because I honestly felt if I laid there any longer, I would have died. The screams of my son and God giving my son the ability brought me back from a lot. He is my light. He is my twin. He is everything to me. I do as much advocate work to help those out because of him. Because I don't want the next generation or anybody else to think that you're out here alone. Because for years, I was alone. No one knew. My family didn't know. It was just me. And I had to deal with that all by myself. My faith has been the biggest thing that has helped me. He tried to take my faith as well. He wouldn't let me go to church. He didn't want me going to church. He didn't want me joining the church. He didn't want anything as far as the church and me to be involved. My faith at that moment was the size of a mustard seed. Literally, I had very, very, very little faith. And that very little faith is what made me grow to who I am today. So I'm saying, even if you feel like your faith is all the way down to the ground, God can work with small faith to grow it into something much bigger and something way out of the wheelhouse that you would never have thought that you could accomplish, or things that you could have seen yourself doing. Like, for this, I would never have thought that I could see myself doing anything like this. Opening up, I didn't have a voice. I have a voice now. I can talk. I can share my story. I don't feel ashamed. I don't feel like I have to hide. Because when you feel like you have to hide, you're stopping not only your growth, but the growth of so many other people, and can learn from your situation, and who can be helped from the things that you have gone through. I know now that I don't have to be angry or upset because I was abused. I actually feel empowered that I was abused throughout my childhood, throughout my adulthood. I actually feel empowered, because if I was not abused, I would not be able to be the person that I am now. I wouldn't have the strength that I have now. I wouldn't be able to see my light the way others before me has always told me, you have such a great light. Never knew what a light was. I thought they was crazy. Yeah, I don't know what y'all looking at. Yeah, I don't know what y'all talking about. I don't have no light no way. That thing just is dull as dull can be. It's just as dull as the sun on a foggy day. That's how I honestly felt. I thought they was crazy. And then I started to dance, and something just took over, like literally took over. And I get people coming up to me, how do you do that? How do you move that way? How do you have so much power? And at the end of the day, it ain't me. It is not me at all. It is nothing but the power and the grace of God that I'm able to do that. I can share my light with others through my dance. I can share my story through my dance. I can show how much I have grown through Christ, through my dance. It still amazes me the people that come up to me and say that they've been helped just by seeing me dance. I would rather do dancing. Sometimes I would rather do dancing events than speaking, because me speaking, I tend to ramble and it just goes all over the place. So I'd rather speak. I'd rather dance because it makes sense. It makes sense to me. I have been sick as a dog. I had a fever 102. I'm a liturgical dancer. I'm a praise dancer. I take the songs that I hear, like from Kiera Sheard or from Tasha Cobbs. Those are my two main girls that I dance off of. And the things that they say, it just pulls through me. I can just do a small little wave of the arm or a kick of the leg, and it turns into something major. I'm very graceful when I dance. I'm clumsy by nature. I am clumsy by nature, but when I dance, it's something, it's the whole spirit that takes over me. I'm not the same person that I used to. I'm not even who I thought I was when the dance first started. I grow through my dance as well. As much as I try to help others through my dance, it helps me as well to keep going and be motivated and be able to share and open up and just have somebody else to come along and be like, okay, I can do that too, because she did it. I say, when you're trying to get out, make a plan. Do not tell nobody, but whoever your trustworthy support is. And prayerfully, that support, your abuser knows nothing about. My situation, I actually told him I was leaving. I packed my clothes, I packed my son's clothes, and my aunt came and picked me up that Saturday. It was Mother's Day weekend of 2013, my first Mother's Day weekend. And I left and never went back. And I say mine is different because we've always had that back and forth. I'll leave and I'll come back. I'll leave and I'll come back. But this time I left and I did not return. If I would have stayed, I could have lost my life. He can go to jail and my son won't have nobody. He won't have any parents. Find what you really like to do. Find something that you really like about yourself. Whether it's a personality trait, whether it's a physical trait, whether it's something you're good at. Find something that you like about you and start there. Make a list. Don't even have to be long. 3 things. Make a list every day. 3 things of what you like about yourself for that day. And as you go on, your list will get much longer. And you will read that list or have it somewhere that you can see it every day. For teenage girls, put it in your locker. You go to your locker every day, a couple times a day. Look at your list. Just how back in the 90s and early 2000s, we had posters of our dream boyfriends and stuff on our locker. Put yourself affirmations about who you are to yourself. Because if you don't know who you are to yourself, you can't give it to nobody else. You can't be a great mom, or you can't be a great wife or a spouse to somebody else, because you are going to feel like there's a void because there's something missing. And that something missing is you not knowing who you are. Having that self-love. I love my hair. I tell myself every day, I love my hair. My hair grows, it's nice, it's luxurious. My hair is beautiful. My skin is beautiful. Yes. The sway of my hips, they don't, nobody else hips sway like mine. They good. I'm good with that. So just little things to build yourself up. There were 3 things that I didn't have when I was in my situation. I didn't have peace, I didn't have joy, and I did not have hope. I did not have hope, joy, or peace for years. And I promise you, even after I got out of my situation in 2013, I didn't find a peace within myself until 2019. Philippians 4:7 is for peace. And the peace of God, that peace which reassures the heart, that peace which transcends all understanding, that peace which stands guard over your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus is yours. No matter what your situation you're facing, no matter how dark the times may be, no matter how big that mountain may be to go across, that God got you. God is going to give you that peace. My name is Lanice Brown. I'm a survivor of that domestic violence, and I am raw, you proud.